I'm Debbie Cronister, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today, I am here to show you how I made this really cute Christmas card, which could be easily changed into a birthday card. I've stamped Santa Claus on the inside here, and I used, let me tell you what I used. I used Be Jolly stamp set, which is in the July through December Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I have used Dress to Impress. Now, I did not use the stamp set, but I used the die from here, which is this long die for, I believe it's a handle, but there's also the same die, well, almost the same die, another one just like it in Handsomely Suited. So if you have this set, this die is also very similar to it. This one is a little bit shorter, just a little shorter, and the stitching here is a little further apart. But otherwise, it would work. It would work fine for either one of them. So I used this die to cut out my strips, and I cut these in Real Red, Evening Evergreen, and So Succulent, Soft Succulent are in color. And so that's what I've done there. I have cut a piece of extra thick basic white at 6.5 inches by 9.5 inches. And then I scored it 2 1/4 and 6.5. So, and then I turned it and scored at 1 inch. All these measurements and this video will be on my blog. So I'm just going to trim the bottom of this where I cut on that 1 inch. I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to cut this at a little bit of an angle. So it kind of looks like the back of an envelope. Some of our 6x9 envelopes look like this. If you have a 6x9 envelope, they have kind of a pocket in the back. Okay, and then I am going to use a 2-inch punch, and I'm going to punch a circle at the top. If you don't have a 2-inch punch, you could also use a die to do this, a circle die. And so I'm just going to come right up here and just put it part of the way in here, centering it from right and left, and punch my 2-inch punch right there. Okay, I just want a little spot to hold. Okay, so then I'm going to fold these over and burnish on my score line. And these are really tight. We're going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to fold up my bottom flap here. And on here, I'm going to trim this just a little bit because it's just a little bit long when I go to fold. So I'm going to cut it out a little bit shorter actually is what I want to do. Just a hairline. So that when I fold this up, it doesn't get caught in the fold. Fold my fold right in here first. For that first would probably be better. And then I can fold it over and grease it once again. Okay, get those out of the way for now. Okay, so now I have my pocket. I can go ahead and close my pocket up. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Close that up. Just like that, and then put some across the bottom here. And there is the pocket. And I have cut a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of cardstock here to go inside. So that 2-inch circle punch that I have a piece of Real Red here, and I'm going to use that once again and just punch out just a half of a circle, absolutely. And that is going to go on my inside piece. So let's go ahead and attach that. You just want to make sure that it goes right where my cardstock is going to go. So I'm just going to place that in and put this in there and press it down. So now my circle is attached to my card. I do have my little Santa Claus stamp here, so I think we'll give him a stamp at the bottom. just right down here, almost off the page. And then I would color him with real red, and I would use the bronze, the ivory for his base. I used Daffodil Delight for his belt buckle, and then the real red. I used the black for his gloves and his boots. And I took my Wink of Stella and colored his beard, his little band on his hat, his band on his bottom of his shirt, and the little ball on top. So I'm not going to do that right now. I can do that later. And what I want to show you is how I did the weaving on this, the front of this card. So I'm going to start with, and first of all, I'm going to use adhesive that is a little different. It's not one that Stamp Out carries. It's the dotted mono adhesive. And this is great for this situation just because I need to be able to move it. So I'm going to place my pocket, my outside pocket, on a piece of grid sheet, a grid paper here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on each end. I want to be able to weave my my pocket. And I'm thinking I want a little bit, I know, I have to hold that down. Oops. And so I'm going to take 2 of these little sticky notes. Maybe just one would be enough. I think one's enough. Okay, and so I'm just going to go across like so. And I'm going to attach that section that I glued is going to attach to the paper, not necessarily to the pocket. Okay, and my second one, and I'll just go ahead, because I want to be able to weave in this section and do add my colors to it. So I'm just going to do the same thing there. And I don't know how many I have of each one. I've cut at least 4 or 5 of each one. This one is my next one. Okay. And then another green one. Whoops, looks like I'm going to need another green one at least. Trying to find the right side of these. I'm not doing it on the back. Okay. So that gives me my beginning. Okay, now for these, I will need another green one. Okay, so for these, I'm going to come back and I'm going to weave them in here, but I'm going to attach this one several different places. So while I'm weaving, we will stick it down, but not. Right about there. So that'll take me right across there. So that one is going to be stuck down. We're going to stick him down. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and put this one. And do the same thing. So this one's going to go over, under. Oh, I did the wrong side on him. Okay, let's see if we can clean it off. The nice thing about this adhesive, it does rub off pretty easily. And if you have an adhesive eraser, it comes off too. Okay, so this is going to go over that one, under this one. Oh, forgot my adhesive. Okay. Over that one, under this one, over that one, and under. So you're just going to go over and under, but you're going to use 1, 2, and this will kind of help hold the other ones in place when we get ready, I think, when we get ready to do the trimming as well. Okay, so my next color is going to be my green one. Let's find the right side this time. Over, under, just like we did when we were in kindergarten, right? You remember doing this as a child in school, usually at Thanksgiving time. Now that I think about it. Okay, and let's add one more red one. So I may not need that green one, huh? And this one's over under. Oh my God. Okay, this area over here is like my thorn. I'm not sure what to do about it. I want to put more over here. I'm going to go cut one green one and we're going to look at it. Hang on just a minute. Evening evergreen. One more my die. Did I do it? Did I put it away? No, of course not. That would make it too easy right here. It's lost on my desk. Just take this real quick. Oh, I should have cut one end perfect. I did. Okay, good. So this end is going to go over and under, over. Just feels like it needs one more right there. Okay, and so I'm going to attach this at the top, right there. I think that's where I want it. Okay, I'm going to pull that off. Oh, something stuck. I'm going to pull this up. Without moving anything, hopefully. I have a blue dot release thing on there. Okay, so I'm going to come back and I'm just going to, I think I will turn this over and attach these where they're loose. I remember I'm going to trim off some of this. Probably be better to do with liquid glue. Okay, we'll check it out when we get done. See where we're at. That is the beginning. We got to find out glue everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to come along with my papers. Well, not with my paper snips, with my scissors. And I'm going to turn these off. And I'm going to want to be really careful not to cut my envelope. Just like that. So yeah, we'll have to attach some of these down. I have a feeling. Okay. There's some of those. Let's keep that one just in case. It's a nice long one. Just in case we decide we need one somewhere else. So when you cut these, you want to cut them straight. Don't cut at an angle. And just trim them off. And there we are. Okay, I'm happy with that. The way that came out, but it looks like it's sticking pretty good. Move these out of the way. Okay, now I am going to stamp my Merry Christmas across the front of this. And I'm using the Merry Christmas from, let's see, which stamp was that one from Heartfelt Wishes. So I like that. It's a nice big Merry Christmas going across there. And I think this time I will do an evening evergreen just to give it a little different look. Make sure it's stamping good. And we're going to go right across the front of there. A little higher. It's always tricky to stamp after you've created. You never know what's going to happen. But it came out good. Okay, then I have a red ribbon. Where's my red ribbon? So this is in our annual catalog. This is our real red ribbon. It's a double stitched, I believe it's called, yeah, double stitched satin. And I really like this ribbon. I've been very happy with it. I have used it through most of the Christmas season, but I'm glad it's in our annual catalog. So we'll be able to continue to get it. And so I'm just gonna attach my ribbon. My ribbon will cover up this end, which I'm feeling like I don't like seeing. And by the way, blue dots are back in stock if anyone is in need of blue dots. This is the end of my last roll. And so I'm using them very unsparingly. I did order some yesterday. So, and there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the red rhinestones just for my bling. And where's my take your pick tool? I have so much stuff here on my counter that I can't find anything. So we'll use, here it is, right there. I knew it was laying there somewhere. Just going to use that and add a little bit of bling to it. Just like that. And then all I have left to do is color my little Santa Claus. And in it goes. And there we are. And thank you for joining me today. If you need any of these supplies, you can find these and my instructions at stanforddev.com. Thank you.